So let me tell you the truth about what happened yesterday. Many people who had been expected to be proposing good things, whether they were planning themselves to bring out their contributions as their opinions, did not actually show good behavior when they were contributing their views, especially when we met together to our groups where majority had expected to meet each other, and we commenced each and everything that we are going to reach at an end according to the way how everything had already been proposed to be brought together in terms of all those affairs, and we tried at all according to our level best, and each individual who had been expected to come together with us tried in accordance with the way how each and everything had been expected to be given out. So we raised out different issues as our matters which had already begun to be seen as well as contributed by each member of our groups. When we began each other to give out different proposals according to the matter which we had raised each other, we met and we congregated each other according to the way how each and everything had been proposed, and our leaders shown each and everything that we are now going to create such kind of alternatives to ensure that the problems which had emerged or arisen are going to be relinquished or stopped in terms of all those affairs according to what had been distinguished or separated in terms of all those affairs. So our colleagues, many of them agreed, and they responded on the matter that now we're going to shape the continent of Africa, and we are going to eliminate all of those kinds of slavery that nobody who is supposed to be valued. So we are going to be put together as equal Africans because we belong to the same continent. So we cannot segregate each other. We cannot go against each other. Therefore, we have to be valuing each one, and everyone is supposed to consider as a right human being, and nobody who has to define or differentiate his or her fellow as a certain kind of human being, while we were all together created by one God in all aspects of humanity. So therefore, tomorrow as tomorrow is all belongs to all human beings, that it has to be created as seen as it is the thing which had already begun to be observed by every person, that we are now going to be one nation, we are going to be one people, as we share one common language in our society. We cannot differentiate each other as we have been observing each and everything, that we cannot be like the Caucasians who ruled Africa, and they tortured, humiliated our forefathers by all means of segregation as well as discrimination, as it happened in the last centuries, that slavery has to be abandoned or stopped, and it was totally been eliminated by uh, our forefathers who in the area period in the early period they managed to achieve colonial education, which became later to be one of the obstacles to the foreigners, I mean the slave masters who had taken occupation many years ago. So now we expect all together that how can we live in such kind of situation rather than thinking about what was supposed to be put at a certain situation, in order to enable all those people to come at a certain situation, in order to ensure that we are going to stop all of those kind of human rights injustice and we ensure that dignity as well as humanity are the two things which are supposed to be remembered in order to be put together, so that every person as a human being has to be regarded as the other human beings and not to be segregated or distinguished from others. And the slavery took place many years ago in our continent, I mean the African continent. So we decided to stop that kind of human injustice. We are now going to live together as the Africans. We cannot start actually living in such kind of cruel rulings as we remember according to what our forefathers faced during slave trade. Therefore, in reference with what has to be done or remembered, that we as human beings, we cannot say that we are not equal. We are all equal, and we cannot start hurting everyone. Uh, we can become to find that sometimes life has to become difficult because we have been going against each other, not valuing each other. We have been differentiating each other, disregarding each other in terms of such kind of human segregation. So it raised in some areas like how it had not been expected to be seen, but it arose and we saw it because many people had not expected, but it happened. And the foreigners, those who who came from Europe, from Asia, and those from other world poles had not expected whether some Africans who had been sent to school would have begun to rise or to think about their independence, but it happened. For example, in Ghana, it happened to Sergeant Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, as well as in Tanzania. Also, it happened to Julius Kambarage Nyerere. In South Africa, to Nelson Madiba Mandela. In Burkina Faso, the so-called Thomas Sankara also rose and went against the French, including in Kenya, Jomo Kenyatta went against the settlers, I mean the British. In Uganda also the same applied. It happened during the Kabaka Mutesa also himself. It was applied even when the revolutionary government, which actually was being taken by the late Idi Amin Dada, became the same as how it happened in other areas in the continent of Africa. And also the Ugandan president Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is still going against the foreigners, as well as the Rwandan president Paul Kagame has been doing so, as such as many African leaders who have been actually doing so, like how it happened in Tanzania again to the late John Pombe Magufuli, the one who emerged unknowingly, and nobody who actually believed or trusted and realized whether we could become to get such kind of leaders, according to how Dr. John Pombe Magufuli arose or rised in our country. But it shaped many areas, and others actually learned many things from that President John Pombe Magufuli. And in fact, we can say so that maybe we are only Africans who have been speaking about that one. So there are so many people who have been doing so. For example, myself, Samuel Shabani Bukwimba. When you see me here speaking English language, I don't mean that maybe I'm prouding, I'm swaggering, either I'm doing so such kind of things as I speak. No, I'm just actually speaking English language, making myself so that I can become fluent in English language. I speak English language because I like it. I love that language. I like that language because it's not our national language, but I sometimes prefer more speaking English language. So I'm in the classroom studying, and I have been trying to make some exercises so that I can actually do some practices so that I can become much better than the previous situation. Now I do that one because I remember, and I have been doing so many days. If you live one way by not actually making reviews about what you studied at school, you can start forgetting each and everything that majority may sometimes not be understanding whether it's better to be in such kind of situation. So the studying situation has been coming in different ways. And you can start surprising and wondering that does this person speak English language fluently in such way? Why not us? Why not others? No, everyone is ready and has a free time to study, has a free time to speak. As I speak myself, there are other people also themselves can speak English language according to what they can actually trust and say according to what they may sometimes be understanding, accepting, reasoning themselves. As how I have come out myself with my own season, which I have decided according to the action which I have taken myself that let me volunteer today, let me speak today, and I have to go direct where other people had not expected to be to be seen that somebody is there somewhere doing this and this as the language which has become totally as a part of my life according to the mood that I have decided myself to take as my position of various occasions, as the time that I've taken myself to say that let me use this position or this time to ensure that I say something which is important or as a didactic issue that has to be remembered by every person in each and everything. But what I have to advise you my colleagues, that we are supposed to stop or yes to tell all those leaders who have been cheating us. We have been cheated many years by our leaders. All of those leaders who have been cheating us, we are now going to tell them the truth that now it is the last time for you to go on cheating us. We have been cheated for a long time. Now we are going to ensure that all of those leaders who have been deceiving us, cheating us, we are going to eliminate them. So the situation of slavery is now supposed to be removed in terms of all those affairs, because the time has reached for us to strike, to argue, to go against such kind of leadership. And the situation of our government is not really encouraging many. So we have to find the other leaders who are able to lead us. If those whom we have, they have actually totally failed to lead us, because something which they promised us during their campaign, they haven't done anything. As the result, majority have begun to suffer. They have begun to suffer because the leaders are not doing everything good. They have actually been engaging in their own issues and not to think about what they promised during the general election. So today, because we are expecting to go to reach at a certain level, we are now going to stop that. So because we are voters, we are going to cast, especially to cast for those who will be actually having qualifications, not only to vote for those people who have a lot of money. So we are not going to vote for money. We are going to vote for leaders, and not that we are going to vote for money. So the election is not for money. It is for the contestants, those who have right visions to lead our people, those who have right visions to lead us in a good way. So therefore, the situation is now going to be indicated as well as shown. So we are tired of such kind of bad leadership. We have been dictated many years. So therefore, we are tired of such kind of foolish leadership. We are now going to say that it's over, and we cannot go on trusting such kind of leadership. We are tired of such people.